Like you dressed up as Little John, and Little John.
Amherst did actually.
Oh, you did, and Little John actually saw that, right?
Yeah.
Like he saw that. I'm not gonna drink. We're not gonna drink. We're not gonna get drunk. And then you see you guys out today.
Smacked out of our minds.
You know?
We're not gonna play that game. But I am so lucky, and I'd say this all the time. I am not a one-woman show. I have become Angie Vee through the people that I have surrounded myself with. Interview on Friday. You have to take a drug test. Then I was like, whoa, these bitches have been rotating for years.
All right, you guys, welcome back to Mixtape Talks podcast. Today we have a special guest. Some may know her. I don't really know her that well. She goes by the name of DJ Angie Vee.
Hey, thank you so much for making time for us.
Hi.
I'm excited about this.
This is so much fun.
I've been trying to get you on this podcast forever.
She just finished a tour everywhere, so we finally get her on.
But like a little backstory, and I think you still have that text. I remember this is before I've ever met you, before I ever knew anything of you.
Okay.
You were a DJ, and you were doing all the charity stuff for Pomona. You were doing these huge events, and we had just got done doing one.
Yeah.
And I told Marissa, dude, how can we connect with her? I said, I'm guarantee you one of these days I'm gonna do a charity event with her. I go, it's in my like my what is it called?
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now here I am.
I love that.
Step
With
closer.
all my questions that I had, I literally have questions for you. 'Cause I'm so fascinated. Yes.
Okay. I like that.
So that was the first introduction I had, was that, obviously I remember you during 2020.
Yes.
All the crazy stuff that went on. But how did you even get started in this industry?
I originally wanted to be like a backup dancer. That was my dream. I wanted to backup dance and be on tour with like Britney Spears and NSYNC and Janet Jackson. Like that was just the dream. But I met, that I got into that a lot later in life, a lot later than most people would in that community. And I just had friends in that industry, and some were DJs. And I remember we would have like these nights where we would just practice, like dance. It's very like what you think it is. Like everyone's in Hollywood and everyone just dances everywhere. Everything you do is like 7, 8, 5, going to the store. Like
It's funny because it's
it is
true.
the truth of the matter. Like dancers are dancing at all times, no matter where you're at, what you're doing, right? Everything's a dance. Everything's performing. So we would have these weekly like dance kind of parties. Like it would be a studio like this, and it was with the group, the Groovaloos at the time. They were like a dance group, and there was a DJ, and he would just play whatever music that he had. It was on vinyl, and you just had these different groups of people dancing, and I'm standing next to you. Oh, let's start doing this and
Vibing.
and just really creating movement at the top of like the drop of a hat, right? Like there's no choreography. You're just really creating and vibing, and I remember I've always been interested in DJing. Every wedding growing up as a kid, I always was really hyper focused on the DJ and what they did. And just one of my friends kind of looked at it. I was like, I want to learn this. And he's like, all right, cool. Like he just each week would show me a little bit. And then at one point he's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, take over. And I was sucked. It was horrible. But I loved it and I had fun. I started picking it up as a hobby, and I did it as a hobby for a really long time. And actually, Felicia Gonzalez booked my first job ever of my life.
What was your first job ever?
My first job ever. I'd practiced. My dad had 2 crates of records. I always knew how to play a record. And I remember they were in storage. He just gave them to me. I bought 2 Stanton turned like a DJ on eBay, like $300-400 DJ setup that's like for beginners, and I was just playing around, and my friend Felicia, who she's like, hey, my boyfriend is graduating from, I think it was his birthday, or he was graduating from something, will you DJ this party? I know you DJ. And I was like, well, I don't really DJ, and I only have old school. And she's like, perfect.
Well, exactly.
That's all we want to hear. And I'm like, well, okay. But I had great old school because it was all my dad's shit. So original presses of like amazing music. I DJ'd that party, and I remember it was like 5 hours, and I brought my equipment, and I don't even know where I got these speakers. I think my dad had bought them for me to practice. And she, at the end of the night, she gave me $100, and I was like, oh my god, like
So it was
$100, like. For this, I can make $100 because at the time, wage, you're working like 8 hours
That's
to make
true.
$100.
$100, of shit work. And
What year was this?
we're not going to play that game, but it was a very long time
Not that
ago.
I want to age you, but
It was a long time ago. Definitely over 15 years ago. And yeah, I just was like, holy shit. And, you know, to this day, I'm always like, if she ever needs me, like I'll play for her for $100.
Well,
Like,
I know that whole circle, and you're just so down for the people that were down for you forever. And I love that about you.
Thank
like
you.
you have not changed with how successful you got these past couple years. Like you're still Angie. Like you're still down for everybody. I love that.
yeah, I mean, I just, at the end of the day, like life is, it's not that serious. None of this is that serious. What you can have one day can be gone the next. It shouldn't be excelling in things like work or financially in another bracket shouldn't change the core person of who you are, because those things can change. So if you're the same always, like you're golden. And that's, I just want to, obviously I want to grow and excel and be a better person always and have bigger dreams and bigger mind frames. But I want to always stay true to, like, you can't shit on the people that started with you or helped you along the way.
so like little Angie.
Yeah.
Did little Angie see herself where Angie now is today?
No.
Where did she see herself?
I would be lying if I didn't say that I always saw myself as an entertainer. At the time, I thought it was going to be through dance. And I like when, influencers started popping off, and did I see myself being anywhere in a digital realm of that?
Right.
Probably not. But I think I truly have just always known that what felt right for me was to always entertain. Whether that's a party at my house or a group of people, like I'm just always, I feel right and I feel in my place when I am entertaining. So I don't, maybe not exactly, but yes. Yeah.
How long have you been DJing for? Like actually paid gigs total?
I mean, definitely full time, 10 years
Yeah.
plus, more than that. I quit. I was working for my grandfather's company, Raise Window Shine. Hey.
Shout
King
it
of
out.
the janitors, baby. My first job was a janitor. But I was working in the office, and it was just getting to the point where I was making, the truth of the matter was, did my grandpa hire me because it helped him? Yes,
Tax
but did he
purposes.
more help? Did he more hire me because I was his granddaughter and he just couldn't say no? Probably. So the truth was, me leaving probably affected him a little bit, but not too much. But I just got to the point where I'm tired now. I'm working 3 nights in a nightclub and coming to work, and I just didn't need it. So I was like, I really want to trust that this is, let's try it. And I was young and I wanted to party.
Right.
On my, that's the truth. I was like, I can work, make good money, and party during my daytime and not have a job. Sign me up.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
for
I mean,
sure.
now the Angie that I see on stories, like you've done a good job of separating when you're Angie, when you're on, when you're DJing, and when you're done in Vegas. Most people think like, oh, you're you, so you can get into any club you want, you can get into any restaurant you want, but you choose to go back to your room and do room service. Like, how long did it take you to be able to separate the work and fun from like actually just being able to sleep and live your normal life?
You know what's weird? I think I had already lived, I feel like I've lived 1,000 lives. Like, I've worked with celebrities. I've done all this stuff very young, very, 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 very young. So I think all the excitement of what an industry is, I had young. I just didn't have my personal success on that aspect. So I've just done really cool shit. Maybe not at it because I was the leader of that, but I was in a group of people that were doing cool shit. And so I got to come along for the ride. So I've done it. And I think once it became me, I'm not going to lie, that first year, I for sure had fun and wild out. And I brought my sister and my godson and I'd Carrie and Amherst, and we're all partying and we're all traveling. But I think after it settles a little bit, like, this is my job and I'm getting older. So if you caught me in my 20s, it would be a different story. But now I'm at the height of, where I need to be. And it's up to me to figure this next step to take it to the next. So I think it's just aging and being older, and I've already done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing
So-
is new to you.
No,
Not too much.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. In the 10 years that you've been DJing, has there ever been a point in time where you were just like, I don't think I can do this anymore and I don't want to do this anymore? And
I don't think I've ever not wanted to do it, but I do think right before the pandemic, things were amazing and I had felt really comfortable. I had been really proud of what I had done up to that point on my own, just kind of not really having the support. Like, I'm part of Scam Artists now, and I did I was proud of what I had done for myself, but I was like, okay, I'm getting older, and like, am I going to be doing this much longer? I think maybe this is it. I should start thinking about what my next step is. You know, am I going to school? Like,
Right.
I mean,
Like a safety net?
kind of, yeah. Where am I going to go? I can't be a DJ forever. Like, that's just doesn't sound right. At the time, that's what I thought. You know, do I want to get into real estate? Do I want to get into, like, what are things that I could do with using what I've already started? How do I transition? And that was right before the pandemic. I remember I left I was DJing at Tao as an opener. And I remember leaving that gig thinking, I'm done. Like, not done DJing, but I'm done opening. If I haven't made it to where I want to be with this company at this point, it's time for me to move on. I will never come back here as an opener again.
I remember.
I'm done. Like, it was no hate or negativity. It just felt like that time was done. And the pandemic hit pretty much that next week. And when I came back, I'm now a headliner at Tao. So I didn't come back. I never went back as an opener.
That's so awesome.
But I didn't say, there was just no anger about it. It was just allowing God to direct what was next for me. But yeah, I think at that point, right before the pandemic, I had felt like, okay, it is time to figure out what's next. Pandemic comes, I now lose in my brain, everything. And so it kind of took me hitting rock bottom, and not even rock bottom. We're all there, right? Like, it's not me personally. But it just took me being stripped away from the comfort of knowing the future and allowing myself to say, okay, God, I was pretty much already okay being on my way out of this. So whatever you have for me, I'm ready for. And whatever that means, fine. And then I'm still here. So I truly believe that this is where I am supposed to be.
Well,
and
especially with your industry, yours is groups of people together. So like when the pandemic hit, I know a couple other DJs and people that were like, we're not getting booked anywhere. Like, everything was Vegas was, I think people were like doing drone shots of Vegas during the height of the pandemic. And it was, I've never seen that before. Right? No one's ever seen it. Hopefully we never see it again in our lifetime.
Yeah.
But you shifted. And I always love when people take something that happened. Like, we had the same case, the gym shut down. What's the next move? Yeah. When did you come to the realization that, like, I'm just going to fucking do this live? Did you do the live and have all those people thinking like, I'm going to monetize on that? Or did you just like, I just want to have fun?
No, absolutely not. At the time, me and the stranger who I'd never met next to me were living together. And
must be a big house.
Yeah. And it's so, okay, so we were living together, and the truth of the matter, we were just bored. So like the average person thought in the beginning that the pandemic was going to be 2 weeks, right? Everyone had in their head, it's just 2 weeks. I had known probably about a week, or maybe even a few days before everyone else, and they said the world's shutting for 2 weeks. A lot of my work was like Coachella parties, which was months out. So in the matter of 24 hours, I had like a 3-month clear out. So I knew this is not 2 weeks. If the biggest festival in the world at that point is shutting down, they're not going to shut down. Maybe, hopefully, they're shutting down because they know they cannot be open. So I knew right off the bat when everyone was like 2 weeks. I was like, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, guys, but it's not going to be 2 weeks. Or at least for me, it's already not 2 weeks. I'm cleared out for 3 months right now.
And those gigs were probably already paid to you, or you were
No, they weren't. It just was blocked out.
Wow.
So like,
But you were expecting that money to come in.
But yeah. When you have your book set up, you kind of, I had some money to get me by, but not enough money to not have the unknown, right?
She was calling me. I remember. I don't know why. I don't know how she got my number, but she called me. Somebody gave her my number to call me, and she was like, "The world changed." And I was kind of oblivious to what was going on because I'm not watching the news. I didn't know what was going on, but I think she knows a lot of people, so they were telling her, she's like, you need to go to the store and buy stuff. And I'm like, for what? You just needed the world. I was like, what are you?
Oh, that's right. I was out of town. I'm like, Amherst, I'm not home.
She was in Vegas.
I'm in Vegas.
So go
get
buy
your
all
ass to
this
the
stuff
store
right now
now
because somebody had told her what to buy. And I was like, what? Like, this is crazy. And she's like, I'm serious. Just go do it. And I'm like, there's no way everything's going to be fine. And she's like, no, go now. And then like she comes back and then she told me her gigs got canceled.
And at the time
and
I'm flying back,
what?
everyone's now rushing to the stores.
There's
and
no more toilet paper.
You can't find toilet paper.
I was like, where did all the toilet paper go?
God,
and she
I
was
remember
like,
those days.
And then there was only wipes, and then I felt like the bad person knowing these babies needed wipes,
yeah.
but I was like,
I gotta clean
need
myself.
wipes too.
Yeah.
So I'm buying all this stuff, but I just didn't know. I'm just kind of following the lead, and she's just like freaking me out, and then I start getting freaked out.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, it really happened, and I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this is real.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of people were just so. I quickly, like, I'm quick on my toes, and that's not I'm great. It's just the truth of the matter. Like, I'm quick on my toes. I've gone through a lot of shit, so I know how to bob and weave. I was like, don't go to Stater Brothers.
She told me,
Go to our little tiendita on the corner.
I didn't
Don't
see. I
go
went to the
there
big
because
Stater
you're not
Brothers
going to
in
find shit.
Costco.
she was sending me a list, and then I'm texting
Go to
my
La
mom.
Cachanilla. They're gonna have this. They're gonna have that. They're gonna, and they do. So it was a very. I don't know. I just went into survival mode. I think
That's when I realized I ain't never gonna make it.
she ain't never gonna make it.
I ain't never gonna make it by myself.
She ain't never gonna make it. But yeah, we didn't plan it. We didn't say. The truth was, we were home one night. I'm like, let's just get lit. Our friend came over one night, and we were just drinking wine. And I hated live streaming on Instagram because prior to this, although I'm an oversharer, I'm really not, right? Like, I'm more now. But back then I was very like, I share what I want to share. But when you got on Instagram live, motherfuckers want to be like, what happened with you and so? What happened with that? And at the time, I did not like that. Like, it's
like
none of his business of
crazy.
what's happening in personal. So I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I never live streamed. It was not my jam. And then we just got lit that night, and I was like, let's just play music on Instagram because I need to clear my mind. And that we did. We had like 100 people. I don't know, which was huge.
Oh, no,
even
I
on the
remember.
first night
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And then I applied for Amazon that Monday. I just bought my Jeep at the time.
Wait, you applied to work
she,
at Amazon?
Yeah.
She was freaking out
Really?
so bad. She's like, what am I going to do? And she was, I remember her. I just remember, like, I remember everything so vividly because of, I was like, this
bitch is
really,
tripping.
she's really crazy, right? And so she's sitting at the table. I remember you were sitting at the end of the table, and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, Amaris, the whole industry, like the club, it's gone, it's done.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm applying on Amazon. She literally went and applied on Amazon. She had an interview.
Oh, did you go?
No,
Oh, that
because
would have been so good if you would have went there.
agreed. I applied
Just
on
to
a
do it.
Monday.
Oh, it's so good.
I applied on Monday. I want to say that St. Patrick's Day was that next day too. I applied the day that we're drinking wine at the table.
Mm-hmm.
This bitch thinks I'm lying. I just bought a fucking
1000%.
car. Like, I'm applying. Like, if it's time,
If it's time for me to get my hands dirty,
I've
I gotta
always
get
wanted work
Delivering
boots.
your package tomorrow.
I've always
like-
wanted work boots. I swear to God, I always want those steel toe. I still haven't bought them, but I think they're dope. I love them. So I'm like, okay, my dad's the one that was like, Mija, Mija, come work with me at Walmart, the warehouse. Don't trip. Like, you come in, you don't even gotta do nothing. And I'm like, I'll get the job, Dad. Don't worry. Like,
This is so true.
yeah, like, don't trip, Walmart. Well, you could do Walmart. But I also had thought about, like, what if the world shuts down, what doesn't? Amazon, if we're all at home, is gonna be popping. Order. Guess what that's called? Job motherfucking security.
Yeah, no,
so
you're
I'm
right.
calling Amazon, hire me. I go online, they say, you're hired. Can you interview on Friday? You have to take a drug test. Then I was like, whoa.
Give me 2 weeks. Let me clear the system
See
out.
the way our body was working during COVID.
I was like, but then again, where there's a will, there's a way. I was like, Dad, check this out.
Let me get some of your
I
pee.
gotta like, no. He's calling me for my pee. Hey, Dad, like, check it out. I need a drug test. You know, like, I have some weed in my system. Oh, don't trip me. I don't trip. Okay, check this out. You're gonna go to this one store and you're gonna get this thing. It's like this juice stuff, and you drink that.
Was it like a
first.
tea?
Yeah, it's like something that you drink first.
We've all
Dad's
taken
putting
it
me on
before.
some game, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. That's Monday. Tuesday, I streamed Monday night. It's nice. And we say we'll come back tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day. And we go St. Patrick's Day, and then it's like 400.
That's crazy.
And then, or I don't know, it's a bigger number. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to come back tomorrow. And then it's another 200. And then it was like, okay, we're going to come back again tomorrow. And then by that day, we were like, let's make a theme. Let's boom. And then by Thursday, I mean, we'd hit 700 viewers. And I
Wow.
had felt like, I feel like if I take this job, like, this is a momentum that's, and my following was just going up. People were inviting their friends. It was the only place that we were all hanging out.
No one had
Strangers were hanging out with
anything to
their
do.
friends,
Yeah.
talking to their friends in the chat. And so, yeah, I just was like, I feel like I'm not supposed to take that Amazon job. I don't know. And I didn't end up going to I still get emails.
Do you really?
To this day.
Like, do you not know who I am?
I'm-
To this day.
I-
Come
I-
into Amazon for $18.72 an hour, like straight up.
I would love to see you do DJ Amazon Christmas party.
I hope they hear about this one day, because that really would be awesome. But yeah, I that was it, and we didn't plan it. I was able to start making money because people were now like sending tips. Like tipping you on
Wow.
Venmo.
That's
so
crazy.
it was like, holy shit!
All
this
day
is a
you would
thing.
just hear ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding,
Oh,
and
we
she
love
would
that
be
sound.
like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
like, what's Amazon?
Yeah.
Gifts sent to the house.
Oh man, we ate like for free every day.
This is the best thing ever.
It was great. Pizza one day. What we're sending you food one
Vegan
day.
burgers.
Oh
like,
yeah. Companies.
Well, it's like free advertisement for them too. Like
Yeah.
imagine like you have 700,000 viewers on live stream. Most
Okay, 700.
700, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 700.
Not 1,000.
Oh,
Not
700.
700.
Oh, you
Like
have seven-
700.
you have
But at
700.
the time in Instagram, that's probably
Oh
like
no, with
the same.
Instagram Live, yeah. So you had 700 viewers, and those are all people that rock with whatever you do. So if you're like,
Yeah.
hey, I had this burger at this place, it's like people are gonna want to go just because of the fact that like you're advertising.
It was
So I
just
could
true
see
life
that.
influence at the time, because everyone was like, "What is happening?"
And were there other? I don't remember, because a lot of that was also a
A
blur.
blur. Yeah, we were lit for like
we were
3
lit
months.
every single day.
We
but,
did every day for 3 months.
No, I know a lot
Every
of
day.
people that had, yeah.
but what was there? So when you started doing that, was there other DJs already doing that? I know we had D-Nice, like, but were they doing that already, or did
I don't
was
think
this-
so.
No, right?
I think maybe a few were doing it for fun, and that's not to discredit any DJ that maybe
At all,
was that I'm
right.
not aware of. But there wasn't anyone
just
that
don't
was doing
remember.
it like legitly, except for myself. D-Nice jumped
D-Nice,
on really
yep.
quick. He's king of pandemic.
Killed it.
So yeah, it was definitely not that I'm aware of. It wasn't a really big thing. I'm not.
I don't
aware of.
remember either. I was
Yeah.
just asking. Okay.
And then it was.
I mean, besides yours, what was it? The rap battles or the battles they had on
Versus?
Oh, the Versus battles, yep.
Those I feel like quickly came out after.
Yeah.
Everyone started doing
Everyone started
live.
streaming.
And it was so funny too, because I would go on people's live just to see what they were doing.
Yeah.
Because we're all in our house. We're not communicating with anybody. So you go on someone's live and they're just having like a party, and
Yeah.
then you get some people like, you're fucking killing the world by spreading this, and you get some
Yes.
people that are like,
We got
hey,
that a
live your
lot.
life, So I
Yeah.
mean, I think someone sent me your live, like when you had it.
Yep.
And that's when I was like, oh, let me see what they're doing. And then I turned it on and it was like Amorous in a costume.
Yeah.
Running fucking back and forth to the thing. It was
Yeah.
you DJing.
Let me tell you, I look back and I'm like, yo, like, I really was out here making a fool out of myself.
Bro,
like
that
That's what made it great.
But it was great. It was great. But I just laughed.
And
Like,
you had fun.
we dressed up as Little John
When I think of my friend Eddie in his Speedos
Oh,
when we
it
did
was
Miami
great.
Day outside of my backyard.
with his wig.
And he had a wig and Speedos on. Like, it was like, what's wrong with these people?
Oh my God.
But
So-
in the best way.
The best was the legs you created.
Oh, my fake leg. Your face.
No,
Or like a fake twerking leg.
the coolest thing is I remember because I follow your stories like religiously
Yeah.
because I lived through you, and you were like you dressed up as Little John, and Little John
Amherst did, actually.
Oh, you did, and
Yeah.
Little John actually saw that, right?
Yeah.
Like he saw that, and now I mean
I had my cup. I had the grill.
Yeah.
that's crazy that it like had that kind of reach though, right?
Well,
Like people.
Then we had like little C's in there.
Yeah, oh my God. It got to the point. So we started doing
We did
things.
little Kim. Yeah.
And it was like Bad Boy Day. Because
Oh.
at the time,
I remember that.
at the time, I was like, okay, how do I keep so I don't burn myself out? Let's just have fun with it. Bad Boy. So, I had like a Bad Boy jersey I bought on Amazon. Shout out Amazon. And, they were like, the people in the chat were now getting excited. So they were sending it to anybody related to Bad Boy, Diddy, whatever.
Oh, shit.
Little C's comes in. Like they're trying to get Kim. We did Death Row.
Death Row.
Amherst painted the whole mural on the wall
Oh,
with
shit,
chalk
okay.
or something.
Yeah,
right?
with chalk. Mm-hmm.
And Warren G comes in because they're sending it to Warren G. Warren G's in the chat. Like it was dope.
People
Too
had
short.
time.
Yeah.
So they were able to go in there and do those things.
Yeah. And so that part was super exciting, just getting all these different, whether it was influencers or celebrities in your chat. Like I think we did Oldie Sunday and they got the Chon Chon guy from Blood In, Blood Out. We did not, like he ended up doing a video with us.
Yeah.
Was it Baby Bash? Like,
Uh-huh.
I still trip out that these things happen, but they did. Yeah.
That is correct. So like if the pandemic didn't happen, do you think you would, you think pre DJ Angie V career, post pandemic DJ Angie V career, you think it would have been what it was without that?
No, absolutely not. No. I wish that I could tell you I've never even, it's been such a fast ride. There hasn't been one time where I've even thought about what it would be like if that didn't happen. I haven't even had time to think about that. I know it wouldn't be like this. This is definitely amazing and such a blessing to have had. I couldn't tell you what it would be.
Would you say that this kind of pushed the mark for female DJs rising as well? Like, do you feel like they were put a little behind for a little bit, and now more and more are starting to?
Yeah, I think for a while, a lot of female DJs had the I don't want to use the word like stigma of titties and, you know, in a bikini. Right. And that's what a female DJ is. But there's a bunch of us that really are not that,
especially with the celebrities that we're all trying to be DJs.
Influencer DJs.
I was actually going to ask you that, like, how do you feel about, and I'm going to let you finish, but I always wondered how you feel like Paris Hilton now is like a DJ. There's a girl that was really big on Instagram.
Playboy model.
And now she's like a DJ. And then you have like Shaq that like
Shaq
DJs, right?
Summer Rae.
Summer Rae. I just saw that she DJs. Like, I mean, I don't think of it as a negative. And again, like people in our industry, fitness industry, they're like, oh, it's oversaturated. I think like seeing women like you, like actually do it and be successful. I think it sparked a lot of people like, man, if she's doing it, like I can do it too.
There's going to be that in anything that you do everywhere. Every industry is going to have, it's not fair. Like life is not fair. Life sucks. No one said that this life is like you get for what you work for. So if you don't put in the work, your lane is your lane. I don't care what Shaq's doing to my right or what another girl is doing to my left. I don't care. I don't look right, left. I have my lane. That's where I'm going. Your success doesn't dull my shine. Like it doesn't matter. There's room for this world is infinite. There's room for everything. You just have to want it enough to do it. So I don't care about, does it suck? There's occasions where, it sucks. I want this job, but so-and-so got it because they have more followers. Great. On to the next opportunity. I'm not going to sit and dwell on like, you cannot focus on what's not fair because you'll be stuck there all day long. And I don't have time for that.
From our kitchen to yours, this episode is brought to you by Meals by Mill. Enjoy healthy, delicious meals right to your door every day. Use promo code MIX15 at checkout for 15% off your first order. Serving LA, Inland Empire, and Orange County areas. Order today.
So it's dope. Cool. Get in where you fit in. If you can make that bag somewhere, make that bag somewhere. And I'm sure people are going to talk shit about the way, but what does that have to do with you?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
You know?
And just even going back.
And even me, I'm sure people have plenty of like, really? Ew, what? Like, oh, well, you can ew all you want, but I'm still cashing my checks. You know what I mean?
I mean, I was going to ask you too, like you DJ for the Raiders and shout out the Raiders. Cause I know you're like the perfect person. Cause you're an actual die
Raider fan
from birth.
Right. So I know that like even seeing you there, what was it? The NFC playoff game that you DJ'd and Little John was there? Or was
it was me and Little John. Yeah.
Or it was like a playoff game, wasn't it?
It was us that was going to put us into the playoffs, which we had not done in a very, very long time. We had not been playoff team. So it was like a mini Super Bowl for Raiders fans.
Little John there. You like what? Can you like say what that experience was like for you?
Oh my God. It was. And there's been few events in my life that I've just been overwhelmed with emotion. And that was one of them. Like I was out there and I remember just being like, I felt like everything was foggy and just like slow motion. And it's a really weird feeling that just happened. And my agent was like, hey, you know, I invited Leslie to come down there and because you should probably be with somebody. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And so, you know, DJ Leslie came and she's like, what do you need? And I'm like, I don't know. I just need to a string cheese. And she's like, okay, cool, great. Because like, I swear to God, this really happened. I swear.
String cheese every day,
String cheese is my jam. And it was just like,
string cheese.
Like I think she's thinking I'm gonna say something really crazy, but she really came out there just to be like a great support. She was. I was like, what do you need? I'm like, string cheese. And she goes down, she gets me, and I'm like in the room because this is like the day before, right? I had just did my dress rehearsal. the night before she flies in, and the next day's show day, and I'm like, the Raiders were amazing. They give me my own custom jacket, and they were so amazing. They were so happy that I was a genuine fan. So that just changed the game. Like, they were so welcoming, and they still are. They're just a great, great, great company to work for. Yeah, and I cried a lot. It was on my Instagram. Like,
I remember that
I cannot hold this emotion. This is I can't stop it. Like, I'm just so thankful. Like, I still get teary eyed. Like, it was crazy.
Wasn't this on your vision board as well, too?
I don't know if DJing for the Raiders was on my vision
Remember,
board.
you always said that, and I feel like it was on your vision board.
My vision board had headliner.
Yeah.
My vision board had all my friends with me with their heads on like really hot bodies.
That was the first year, but then I remember the other one. You're like, I'm gonna DJ for the Raiders.
Maybe
What day? Yeah,
I'd said it on a stream. I know that I
Maybe.
had said on the stream. It might have not been on a vision board, but I said on my stream.
Like you spoke it into.
she
I
spoke it
said-
into existence.
In my brain, the Raiders were coming to Vegas, and I thought, okay, I work in Vegas already. I'm a Raider fan. I'm already in the city. I'm huge Raider fan. I've now, like, everyone on my stream knows I'm a Raider fan. You know, I have videos of me DJing, watching the game, like, no, like trying to multitask because I had committed to both. And I just thought, it's a new energy, it's a new city. Like, I will DJ a Raider game. And the Win group had opened downstairs. We have a club there by the Win, and at the time I was DJing for the Win. I still do. And at the time I thought, I will DJ for the Win there. Like, that, I can do it. It'll happen. And that was smaller than what God had planned for me, right? So like, it was like, nah, that's great. And that's a blessing as well. But let's go bigger. And
Bigger, yeah.
you're going to DJ halftime with Lil Jon on the biggest game of the year.
dope.
And like, you're going to be an artist like John. You're going to get a jacket. You're going to get this. You're going to get all of that. So your cute little dream was cute, but like, I got something bigger for you. And then that led to them asking me to come last season and be the actual, like, in-house, one of the DJs. It was me and CO1 who was up top for the team, you know? And it's like, what the hell? Like, how? I was telling someone, what do you do when all of your dreams start happening? Like,
Me.
It's such an insane feeling to have to start creating new dreams, like
Even bigger dreams.
Yeah, like, what a blessing that I can't imagine that's happening. But like, what do you do when your dreams all start coming true? Like, you think of new dreams, and that's kind of just where I'm at now.
So,
No,
what
yeah,
are some of
yeah.
your big dreams? Bigger dreams.
Bigger dreams. Like I said, I'm barely there. I think, you know, I really want to lock down being an amazing businesswoman. I think I'm a great entertainer, but I struggle in business, and I want to do that. I want to excel in business. So I think buckling down and learning that is a big, huge dream. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I am going to
Yes.
excel in business in this next phase of my life and become that person.
Which you've already started with your taco company,
Already
right?
starting. Just to be better, be a better human being, be better at my craft, be better at, you know, just learning how to maneuver left and right. I see myself entertaining still.
No, go ahead.
No, so Amaris just said about your taco company.
Yeah.
Like, amazing. Okay, now you have a taco company.
too.
Like, how did that even come about?
I used to go to Sayulita in Mexico. Like, I go in January because I just love the city. And me and Hairface Eric, photographer, we would go and we just started eating tacos there. And the way they made their tacos, like, I don't like corn tortillas, so I was like, "Can you make mine with flour?" And they're like, "Yeah." And can you grill the like? I tried it with pineapple. I'd never really put pineapple on my taco before, but that's how they made it, and it was bomb. The shit's bomb. So then when I signed a scam artist, I'll never forget. Sujit, my agent, says, "Hey, you know, and that's majority boys. Come, we barbecue on Wednesdays. You know, we have like we barbecue carne asada." And I was like, "Oh, cool." Now I'm Mexican. I don't look Mexican, but I'm a little Mexican. Not like hardcore, but you know. And I get there and they have a piece of meat and a tortilla. Like, that's the
You're
barbecue.
like, no.
And I'm like, oh shit. Okay. I'm like, well, where's everything else? And he's like, what do you mean? Like, but they're dudes, you guys, you know, like, give me
Yeah.
the meat and the tortilla. I'm fine. So I was like, all right, let me come back next week and let me make you guys tacos. And I did it and they loved it. And then it became a thing. Like, Angie's making tacos. My first year not down party, the venue had a taco, their own taco man. My agent comes, he eats the tacos, and the next day he goes, hey, those tacos were shit, bro. Like, how do you know how to make tacos and you're letting them serve those tacos. Have you ever had them? And I said, actually, no, I haven't. I'm busy working. I don't have time to have tacos. And he's like, that they're whack. You should actually start a taco company and like make it your recipe and you do that. And he said, you know what? That's freaking genius. Yeah, you're so right. And that was how it started. You're not down tacos.
I love
If you don't like my taco, I'm nacho type.
Nacho type.
Put that on a shirt.
It is.
Sure it has.
That's our logo. If you don't like my taco, I'm nacho type.
I mean, the biggest thing, and I'm just sitting here kind of like in awe listening to your story, but one of the biggest things I got from it is like you really are a humble person. For you to be like in the highs of the highs DJing, even if you weren't a headliner at Tao, for the next day to be like, oh, I'll work at Amazon. Like it's not a big thing to you. Where most people with the ego, you know, I was DJing at Tao. Why would I go to Amazon with these people?
I wouldn't even have thought.
It answered a question that I had, and then I was going to ask you, like, why do you think people are so down for you? Like, there's so many people that are so down for you. Every single time you post on the Self-Made Chino Hills page, or we're reposting, people are like, I love her, she's the best. Like, it just goes crazy. And I always wonder, like, obviously you're a great friend. I mean, Amber speaks very highly of you, but I think what I gathered is like you're such a humble, real person. Like, all this stuff doesn't go to your head at all.
100%.
Like, how do you deal with people coming up to you and like, I just asked you for a favor off camera, but like, but people asking you for favors, like where do you draw the line? Because I know you, like you said, you want to bring your friends up, but like, where is there a line where you're like, that's too much asking?
I think it's taken me a really long time to get there. The truth of the matter to me is how we're raised is a very big part of how we will grow into humans. We also have our individual personalities. Like me and my sisters are raised exactly the same, but we are a little different. But, you know, my mom is a gigantic pushover, and like there is not a stern bone in that woman's body. And my dad's a little more stern. So I think I had a little more of my mom growing up. Like I still was pretty tough, but not, but then you just get all these pressures that start coming onto you, and you have to, like you're, hey, come here. Can you come here? Oh my God. Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Can you do that for me? When you start to get into a level where you just genuinely don't have the time to do it, you have to start siphoning out like what is going to be beneficial, right? I was on something earlier today. I was talking the same thing. The investment is always your time, your money, your energy, right? Like those are the three things that you are investing out into this universe at all time. So at certain part of your life, you have the room to invest those things and get not really a big return. But then at some point, your time goes away because now you have more and more and more commitments, and you only have time to invest those things in where it's going to take your energy. I'm going to invest my energy to someone that's going to take that energy and take that energy to the next level. I'm going to invest my money into something that's going to now take that and go to the next level. I don't have the time to invest in anything stagnant. Or anything below. So it's really just getting to that point of understanding what that means. And it's not being a bitch, and it's not being, I'm too good. I'm not too good, but my investments where I'm at now are too important that I cannot go back down.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm so sorry that I can't DJ your cousin's quinceañera, right? If I DJ your cousin's quinceañera for, let's say $1,500, which might be great, I am now shorting myself, let's say perhaps another $1,500 and bringing myself down. I'm in an opportunity of where I'm at, and I need to constantly project up. Now, that's not saying I'm going to be here forever. So you also have to take time and take the advantage. Like you have to know where you're at. I would love to. I can't do it, but you know what? Let me try to find someone who can do what I can do for you. It can't be me. But you're going to get some people who are like, well, fuck her. She's sold out. She's too good now. It's like, it's not too good. We're always meant to excel and to be above. And if I continue to stay a pushover and do the things that people want me to do for them, I'm never going to bring myself out of that level of where I want to be.
Yeah.
It took a very long time, and only with gaining success and just not having the time to be able to do those things to get there. So I don't know. Like that's.
But even taking the time to have a solution too. Like some people will be like, no, I can't do it. And that's where the conversation ends. You're literally like, I can't do it. I wish I could.
100%.
But hey, I know A, B, and C would be great for your party. Like even that says about your character. You know, like I'm not just gonna leave you on red.
Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it happens. If I've ever left you unread and you've asked me for something, try again. It's all I'm
Double tap it.
because it's just
Careful there. You're gonna get a lot of people.
but I genuinely do try. Like I'm okay with that because I do try to perform at that level of. I'll try, but sometimes we lit in the club and you open something up and you're like, woohoo, yep, and then you forget about it. There's times I call people, I'm like, did I pay you?
Oh,
Like,
I
hold
do
on,
that.
because
I do that all the time.
We're just going.
I'm like, dude, call me out if I didn't pay you. Like,
100%.
I'm so
100%.
sorry.
And I hate owing anybody. So yeah.
You know, it's funny because we were in Vegas, right? And then I saw you were there, and I was like, Marissa, ask her if maybe we could go to her. And I was so, I was nervous, but just not because I don't know you, because I know that you get those, and I don't want you to be like, oh God, I don't want to go to the gym, another one.
Yeah.
So
And I was so sad because I'm pregnant.
she's like, she can't even go.
Oh, I can't yeah.
So I mean, man, but it was the best time. And again, I wanted to thank you publicly. I thanked you privately. I mean, it was such an awesome time. I didn't even know there was a back entrance to a club.
He's like, now he came back. He's like, now I feel spoiled. Like, I don't ever want to be out there.
I was like, it makes sense now. Like when you fly to Vegas, like I'm like, Amherst, how do you do it? Like, how do you fly and then come here? I'm like, dude, there's a back entrance. We ate, we slept, we showed up at like 12:30 right when you were going on. I sat in your little back room that had your. I was like, oh, am I supposed to be here? I used your restroom. I was like, this is crazy. But like, with that much success, I know comes a lot of people with their hands out. Right. And I think you explained it really well.
Yeah.
All of us have that kind of, every single one of us. You don't have to be at a DJ Angie V level. You can just be progressing like we've talked. Like your time is so valuable now, Amaris. Like you even say, like, I don't have time for things that I used to have time for.
And just like she said, we're just meant to grow, right? So it's like and you are who you surround yourself with. So everybody around you should be trying to grow and should be maybe not meeting you at your specific level, but still trying to just like level up. You're like in having a bigger intention and having more intention and just trying to level up and not just being stuck in like I said, like my goal is just not to be comfortable anymore because I'm so used to being just comfortable and like. But you're never going to get anywhere being comfortable, right? You have to take yourself out of that comfort and just
and also some people
they're just
are meant to be comfortable, and that is a life well lived for them. And we're not all meant for the same. It's just knowing yourself and knowing what you want. This isn't going to resonate with someone that doesn't want the moon and the stars.
100%.
This is, and that's okay too. Like my mom is very content and very comfortable and doesn't really want for a lot, and that is a life well lived for her. We're all different, but I agree, you do have to surround yourself, and I think Amaris and I have done a lot of shedding of just people. To me, I will talk about the hardest part of what all this has been for me. GoFundMe's. That's probably the most heartbreaking, hardest part because everybody wants you to post their GoFundMe. And if you could just help. And I am a people pleaser by nature. And I think that's why I'm good at what I do. I walk into a room and I want everybody in here to have a good time. I want to deliver that for them. Something like GoFundMe is hard because if you become the page that's always posting GoFundMes, they are no longer they won't work, right? So they're no longer effective. You want to be effective in helping people. If I post every GoFundMe that I get, I'm helping no one. I'm helping no one. So like GoFundMes have been hard, but I now have to take the time to look at the GoFundMe. If I open a GoFundMe and it's like little Andrew needs a heart transplant, and we have, we need all the help we can get, and there's $200 in it. I'm on it, and the goal is $20,000. Great. If I open it and they've already hit even 7,000, I'm well now aware that these people have a decent enough support system that they can handle it. Mm-hmm. So I will probably opt out of not really putting the energy into posting that GoFundMe. That sounds and feels like shit. I hate the way it makes me feel. My dog needs a kidney. Fuck. God damn it. But I'm getting probably like 7 to 10 GoFundMes every few days.
I mean, I believe it.
So it is that I will say that part is hard. Well, just post it. That I want to be effective. I want to help you, and just posting it is not helping a lot of people, So I think that part's the hard part. I have a hard time with because it's like I want to help everybody, but you have to still. I don't know. It's really weird. Maybe I'm wrong in thinking that.
You're right.
I
I think you're
completely-
100% right, and I think it takes.
We did that with a smaller scale with the
I mean,
treatment.
I get a lot of DMs of people like, hey, can you sponsor my I never met this person. I don't know who they are. Hey, can you sponsor my daughter's softball? Can you sponsor this? I've been getting a lot of that lately.
I got a few of those too. My sister, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I've never met you before, but I follow your podcast. Can you donate? And I'm like, I've already donated to something in West Covina. So it's like,
Yeah.
And they let everyone know that I donated. So now it's spread out through West Covina that Jason and Self-Made West Covina will sponsor. But it was like, there's only so many of those I can do before. And then how do I pick and choose? Like, and then somebody said, hey, it's my daughter. I know you have a daughter. So it's a softball team. I'm like,
It's hard.
You're like, I'm looking for sponsors too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it goes to something that like you can't help anybody if you can't help yourself, right? So like
Facts.
for your Instagram, and we talk about this all the time, like your stories get views because it's always something unique and original. Then every once in a while it'll be like a GoFundMe. And
Right.
for you to post it, it's like, okay, I wonder what it is because it must be something serious.
Right.
definitely.
So I'll go to it. But if like
you're-
6 of your 10 stories are GoFundMes for different
Every
little
single
Timmy's
day.
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And people that don't understand that, those are probably the people you don't really want to associate anyway. So they're trying to use you for that. you know?
Agreed.
Right.
And it's like we owe nobody anything. I don't owe you anything. I do owe it to you to be a good person, right? I owe it to every human in this planet to be a decent person. But it's looking into I don't just look at it and say fuck off. I'm still taking my time to go in and saying, okay, this person has a support system. It looks good. You know, sometimes I'm getting people that are like, hey, can you post this? And they've already met the goal. No, I'm not posting that. The goal is met. Well, they could use more help. They have met their goal. Golden. I'm going to focus that energy on someone that really, really, really might need the help. Right. So that part, yeah, for sure. That's definitely hard, but.
No, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think you actually have a clear expectation of where you hold yourself. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong is we're like, oh, I want to help everybody. Everyone that helped me.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. And I've learned that. And it's hard.
Without drowning yourself.
Yes.
100,000 freaking percent. Like I'm no good to anybody if I'm dead.
Right.
Like I'm sick. I'm so, and I'm not going to lie. I didn't have a voice for like months. Like I was a raspy ass bitch for a long time because I just was, I'm going to take this flight and I'm going to play in Saturday in Vegas and I'm done about 3. I'm in my room by 3:30. If I can get the 8 a.m. flight home, then I could get home, get ready, stream at 1 o'clock for Oldies Sunday, make sure that I'm there for Oldies Sunday. But
I'm like, Ange, when are you sleeping?
but I'm trying to please everybody, right? Because I've created this great community that's not in the clubs. They're not coming to watch me in the clubs. They're watching me here. And then they feel like I need to be there. So I do get the DMs of, oh, you too good now. Oh, no, you don't have no time for us. You don't da-da-da-da-da. I'm not too good, but I don't have the time. Yeah. There's only so much time in the day. And if I'm just tired and I don't really want to be there, I'm doing everyone here a disservice.
Yeah, I liked how you said that now I think it took you a while to get there where like, I don't owe you anything.
I don't. I didn't think I did for a while.
And I think it took you a while to get there because so many people, because you were giving so much, I feel like people did start expecting that.
Yeah.
So when you didn't, because you weren't streaming every single, you felt bad. So you felt like, oh, I didn't stream for a couple of days. I have to come do it. But it's like, but you also have to put yourself first. You have to rest a little bit too. Mm-hmm. Yes, you haven't streamed and they miss you. But at the same time, you're going to start missing yourself. If you're not giving yourself
and I
time.
Miss them too.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like that you finally reached a point now where you're just like, okay, I don't owe you anything. You do it because you want to, but not because you owe it to them.
And I think a lot of times people don't understand that this is a job.
Yeah.
I am working. Even if I'm streaming for you, that's my time. And my time, I'm providing you a service. So me streaming is providing you a service. Half of the people that are commenting to me about being not there, sellout, are people that have never subscribed to my page and enjoyed the content for free, have never sent any type of monetary in return for the service that I'm giving. They're taking, but they want to be the first ones to comment. It's never the people that are my top supporters telling me anything.
Of course.
It's always a lot of times people that have never, and it's like, this is still a job. I don't have to you want me to show up and work for you for free is basically what you're saying on your time. Now, I don't mind showing up and working. I could make everyone have to subscribe to enjoy my content, and I don't mind, but do not get it twisted in thinking that you have any right to tell me anything about showing up for something that you don't even, pay to be a part of.
Right.
It's like going to ticket to buy. I'm gonna buy a ticket to see your show. You don't show up, and I'm gonna talk some shit to you. Bitch, you didn't even buy the ticket. What the hell? So I think sometimes people forget that at the end of the day, this is my job. Whether it's streaming, whether it's at a club, you know, whether I'm doing some random thing where you're coming to see me, I'm working. This is a job for me, and I take it serious. You know. And sometimes that means pulling back to be better when I have to pull forward.
Right.
Yeah.
I always look at your stories and I'm like, how do you do it? Meaning like you just said, I got off stage at this time. I have to catch this flight. And I think people think your life is glamorous, which to a certain extent it is. You get to mingle with some of the, I guess, influential people. But at the same time, it's like...
It's work.
It's work.
Yeah.
And people going to the airport, getting a ride there, getting situated, trying to look your best, trying to have that same energy. Because when you did the... well, I forgot what club it was that we went to, that we watched you at.
You watched me at Light, I think.
At Light, right. You literally went from like, okay, I'm on, to turn it on, and you're hyped up, taking shots with the other people, other tables. So it takes a lot of energy that people don't really understand, and they don't appreciate how much of you put into this.
I think they don't see the wear and tear. Like, I would love to be smacked every day, all day, having the time of my life, right? That sounds fucking awesome. and I have done that for a good amount of time, but I'm getting older. It's aging me. It's wearing me down. It's affecting my body. You know, alcohol at the end of the day is poison. So I'm just like,
To our brains. Yep.
I have to now be a little more aware of don't get me wrong. Like, I'm with the shits. I just have to now learn exactly, like, we're either on. And so I think now you catch me in a very on and off energy. I'm a very 0 to 10 kind of gal, but Amherst was with me in Super Bowl this weekend. And if you watched our stories, it looked like we had just been partying. And we did, but it doesn't show you the 30-minute Uber wait that we're waiting for, and like canceling, and boom, am I gonna get there on time for this? Holy shit, like, let's get to this place to get to this place. And like, it doesn't show you that part. You just see the highlights of all this great stuff.
And we really only had like one day where we drank, because we didn't even have time to drink.
Yeah,
The travel was so much, like, we didn't even really drink.
Yeah.
It looked like it was a good ass time.
It was
so
a
much
great
fun.
time.
It looked like
It was so much
It was
fun.
a great time, but it was a lot of work to have that great time. You're traveling 20 minutes to this party, waiting 20 minutes for your Uber, to go 20 minutes to that party, to be waiting outside for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Like, it's a shit show all weekend, and you only see the dope stuff. So a lot of times too, like, it's amazing, it's beautiful, it's glamorous, but and whether it's me, it could be anybody in the world. Everyone has to deal with some shit at some point, you know?
Yeah.
So, and you're not eating. I'm like, Angie,
Oh,
didn't
yeah, I
eat.
didn't-
She's like,
she
I
had
don't
to force
have time.
me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need to eat. You're gonna be like, eat, like, especially having. And I was like, how do you even go this long without eating? And she does.
It's
because
my
she doesn't
brain.
have time.
Yeah, yeah,
But
your
also
body's so
me
used
being
to it.
there, I realized, because I'm like, I eat all day.
Yeah.
You guys know,
Yeah.
like, we eat all day. But like with her, she'll eat like once a day. And I'm like, you need to eat. She's like, but then you also don't have time because you're always on the go. Like,
Time, or my brain is very
not-
like,
no
it's
appetite.
going so much, and I'm thinking about, you know, I had 3 gigs for Super Bowl weekend that I just, like, I don't want to, like, I was super comfortable in doing them, but it was work. So I DJ'd the Paramore Bud Light event in a gigantic stadium. Amazing. But I'm not always DJing that type of stadium with that amount of people, with that, like, that's the direction of the music. So my brain is like, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do this. Food doesn't really go
Right,
with where
right.
that is. So there was a numerous time where this girl had to be like, you took 2 bites. And I was like, yeah, I took 2 bites.
I'm like,
I'm
finish
good.
half. I felt like a mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, eat half.
She
that,
like
eat
forced
more.
me, you need to finish at least half of
peach,
that.
the infamous peach. That
Oh,
you have.
I was like, well,
Right.
then we went to go.
Oh, was it happy?
Yeah, happy
'Cause that's
peach.
me.
Even breakfast, she ordered this big old sandwich and then like a big juice. She took like 2 sips of her smoothie, literally, and then her whole sandwich was there. I'm like, you didn't eat? She goes, yeah, I did. I'm like, no, you didn't. Mind you,
I
I'm
ate
sitting there
half.
watching her the whole time because she's on her phone and she's working. She's still working.
yeah.
And I'm like, you need to eat. She's like, okay, fine. And she like forced herself to eat it. But yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Out of all the venues that you play, which do you prefer, like, energy wise? Like, do you like the smaller, like the Pomona, like how you do the You're Not Down, like that's more intimate, people know you what you play, or like the big arenas? Like, which one do you get more of a high off of?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that Paramore Bud Light concert
that looked
was,
crazy.
I mean, it was just amazing. Like, when you're in the pocket and you feel good about what you're doing, I mean, you guys know, like, you know, maybe your scale is a little different. When you have that bomb ass workout, you work that bitch out.
Yeah.
That bitch gonna be so sore tomorrow. Her asshole's gonna hurt. Like you feel good. Like you're that person. You know when you're in the pocket, right? You know when you're good, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you guys don't think about assholes. I'm just saying, like, you just know when you've done a job that to be proud of. And I'm not gonna lie, there's nothing more amazing than a stadium like the Raider Stadium, like this whatever. I think we're playing wherever the basketball team, the Suns, play in that stadium, in that arena, and they're just like so. Everyone in that place is focused on you. Everyone is engaged in you. Like there's no greater high than that. So as much as these parties are fun, I'm gonna go ahead and say stadium vibe is definitely where I feel the best. But yeah.
So
And it's while it happens, I sit there and I think, like, to know where you come from, to know, like, you get on this mic and you are commanding these thousands of people. What the fuck? In what world is this your life? Like, it still trips me out every minute of the day.
Well, believe it or not, I mean, when you do your stories, like you feel like you're there with you, and that's why I love it. Like, if whether you're backstage or you're fucking around with Amaris or wherever, I feel like, God, I'm there. Like the Ontario airport, then you fly in.
Yeah, I try to. Yeah,
and then you guys do the I'm not gonna drink. We're not gonna drink. We're not gonna get drunk. And then you see you guys out today.
smacked out of our minds.
You know what I mean? So I feel it. Like especially the Raider one. The Raider one hit because I remember watching you like tear up on your stories, and you weren't embarrassed by it. You weren't like, it was like such a huge accomplishment. I remember
genuine.
the little John, like knowing who you were, you taking pictures with them. I was like, even though that's not my team or that's not my thing,
So many people said that.
it was like, dude, it was such a dope moment to watch. And I find myself like, obviously I know you, I know Amaris, like rooting for you a lot, but I feel a lot of people that maybe have never met you root for you because you're so good on social media. Did it take you a while to like you said, you were kind of reserved on how much you posted on your stories, and then now I feel like I'm with you throughout the whole entire day.
Wake up,
yeah.
On the ground.
I've slowed down and I need to get my shit back together, and I think that was just me burning out. But I was always really good at posting fun, and I like I probably wouldn't post. It's just not my. Maybe it's where my ego comes in, where I'm sad, like heartbroken today.
God, thank you for
like that's not my jam.
I'm cringy. Sorry.
You know,
never
crying
saw
like
myself crying. I'm like, for you to put a camera.
Yeah, you're literally
cry.
putting yourself in tears. I don't even feel bad for you.
I don't want to use the word embarrassed, but come
It's
on,
cringy.
dog.
It's
Like
cringy. It's
God.
cringy. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just say it. It's
a
cringy.
fucking sad song. Like,
Let me go archive some.
so sad. Like, I know. I do have to go to my
cry.
like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not really. So it was that. But before the pandemic, I am so lucky, and I'd say this all the time. I am not a one-woman show. I have become Angie V through the people that I have surrounded myself with. It is not just me. It's me and Amaris. It's me and Carrie. It's me and my friend Marlo. It's me and my friend Alyssa Dre. Like, all of my girls, we are all the same. Birds of a feather flock together. We're wild ass bitches. We love to be free and we love to have a good time. We don't care. So that is, everyone wants to be around people like that. I don't really hang out with people that are like not fun.
Yeah, you have the same. You have the same rotation of girls.
And for years.
Let me ask you a question. And you don't. It doesn't have to get too personal.
It's okay.
You're booked for an event.
Yeah.
Who do you choose to come with you? You have Marlo. You have Agnes, like you said. You have Drea. Is that her name?
Dre. Yeah.
Dre. Like, do each one of your friends have a different vibe for like a different scenario that you're at?
Yes and no. It's very here's the rotation, and these bitches have been rotating for years. Years and years and years. This has been since 10 years. I mean, this girl came with me to Knott's Berry Farm. The way we reconnected was I had a gig for Lala Romero at Knott's Berry Farm 10 years ago, probably.
I feel like it was longer than 10 years
longer than 10 years
It was way
ago.
longer than 10 years ago. It's got to
2008
be
or
like
something.
15, almost like, it's got
Maybe.
Yeah, 2008.
Maybe, yeah.
It was 2000. It was like 2008, 2007, 2008.
And this will tell you how the rotation goes. Will kick
Because
off
my
how
dad
it goes.
passed away in 2007. Then I think
Go by your breakup. And that's what it is right there. That's how the rotation goes.
But when my dad passed in 2007, I had already gone through breakup. Then we got back together. You're right. And then we broke up, and I was like,
Hello, Angie. Remember I seen you at the club 2 weeks ago? What's up, girl? Oh, hey, girl. Yeah, girl. I'm ready to come out.
It was
ready to step out.
It was
maybe
MySpace.
It was ready to come
MySpace.
out. Oh, girl, well, I have this gig, and you want to come? I get an open guest list at Knott's Berry Farm. Okay. Hadn't left since. She came that day. So the way I rotate these bitches is depending on their love life.
Let me tell you that. Yeah,
100%.
That's a good one.
So you know which bitch is single.
Yeah.
When you start seeing them constantly in my videos, that's the truth. So they've all.
That makes good
Amber's
sense.
is gone. She's booed up. Marlo's single. Come on, girl. I got you. My life stays the same. I'm partying all the time. These bitches are the ones that are like, they're booed up. They're not. So there's really not like I'm picking Amherst to go with me. I'm picking them all to come with me.
If you could, if
If
it
you
would be
can.
all of them together.
It just depends on your relationship schedule. That's just 100% the truth.
I love that.
So like
Yeah.
speaking about relationships, I know you're.
And I'm a bestie girl. Like I'm a girl's girl. I love
yeah.
my friendships. And
Well, I love it when all of them go because then it's
yeah.
it's fun because we know Marlo obviously.
Yeah.
And Marlo's stories are more like
Reserved.
reserved.
Uh-huh.
And then you go like Amherst stories and they're more like
And then you see it.
yeah. So you get a little bit of everything. But do you feel like the industry you've been in, how much you've been working, do you feel like it's harder to find a partner?
oh, 1,000%, 100%.
That was a question actually we got.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it is. So in this industry, it's very, very fast in nightlife, and I'm around beautiful men and I'm around beautiful women and I'm just around beautiful people and we're drinking and it's wild. I can't date. The odds of me dating a school teacher, a nurse, a doctor, like that schedule is just not going to align. So I'm setting myself up for failure, right? Like there's just not really. I don't. And to be perfectly honest, I don't want to work that hard to make it okay. Like I already know. I would like to date someone probably more in my field, probably someone that's in maybe nightlife or in the industry of knowing that Mondays and Tuesdays are our weekends, and but that now caps that circle down a lot smaller of a group. So it is hard. Yeah, it is hard.
Yeah, I would imagine you need someone super secure. And I mean, it's
Super secure.
kind of similar. We've had this discussion so many times about like the fitness industry. You need someone, I feel like, that's in it because you're around, again, so many beautiful people. You're around different situations that if someone's like a school teacher and they're like teaching first grade and they look at your stories and you're like helping this girl squat or whatever.
They won't understand.
They don't understand.
Oh my God, it's so funny. I just had this conversation about squatting with someone yesterday, and they're like, yeah, but I can't be with someone who squats.
They can't be with someone that's squats?
who just squats on their Instagram all day. Like once they're with me, that shit's got to stop. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Oh, because they're jealous of them showing their
Because they're just like that ass. Like they're like half of these squatting videos are just ridiculous. And I'm like,
yeah, some of the angles
but
are.
some of them are doing that on purpose.
Yeah, some of the angles
the
are
asshole
like-
is winking at me.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
Like, so I get it,
camel toes to
but
your face.
in
Like,
the
I
same
get
sense
it.
of you have to be with someone that's okay with your asshole winking at someone sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a thing.
Yeah, and the guest we just had on, your friend Val, she was saying early in her career she was posting like pictures of herself in the bikini, but she's evolved since then. Obviously, being married and stuff.
She
like
had to
that.
archive those photos.
Yeah. Her husband told on her other mom.
It happens, man. Oh man, it happens.
And I think that's just happens with us evolving and just growing as a person. She's a mom now too, so like it made sense,
yeah. I'm pretty selfish right now, though. I'm not gonna lie.
As you should be.
Yeah, I'm not really. There's nothing that I am not yearning for a relationship. I'm so open to whatever God has me, but I really would be lying to you if I said that I am like yearning for a relationship, yearning for a partner for this. I know the way I'm set up and the way my heart is, and I will I don't want to use the word cater, but invest a lot into someone else and what they want. And right now, I don't want to do that. I really want to invest into myself. And
you don't even have the time.
I don't
to do
have the
that.
time, and I don't want to give the time. So if it happens, great. I'm with it, but it's like
Has to be easy.
it has to be easy. Let me tell you, yesterday, Valentine's Day, you guys, it was the best Valentine's Day. I stayed in bed all day in my little robe. All my friends, all these bitches sent me food because that's what we do. I didn't have to get out of bed. I remember eating my little heart-shaped pizza in my bed.
I saw that,
thinking,
yeah.
this is the best Valentine's Day ever. There was like, it was just,
No,
it was so
ever
fitting to my life.
Not only that, I could imagine whoever you brought, she's gonna have to get approved by all your friends. So it's gonna be something where it's not like imagine. You know?
You know what? Yes and no. I think in the past we've all kind of been that way, and now we've all got to the point of like, bitch, I don't give a fuck what you think.
It doesn't even matter.
Because
Yeah,
like
you're right, it's
we get
true.
old, I haven't got a lot of choices.
It's very
as
true.
long as I like her, as long as I like them, that's all that matters. Like I
Yeah.
love you, and it's great, but I'm too old for that now. You know, because I can barely like, nah, it's short. I cannot worry about what my friends.
No, yeah. I mean, you guys. I feel like you guys are all in different.
But I
spaces.
also feel like I'm a pretty good like. They got to be fun. They just got to be fun.
I could not imagine you with when you said school teacher. I'm like,
you're like, no.
unless this is the most fun school teacher ever. I could not imagine you.
They got to be fun. I the truth of the matter, I need someone to harness me a little bit. Like I'm a little wild spirit, so I need someone to kind of like, fuck out a little bit like that. I'm with that. That's hot to me because I'm just too free. You know what I mean? You cannot let me. You can't let me running wild. Not that I'm doing anything wrong, but like I need that little back.
Do you prefer a clingy person, or do you like would you prefer someone who likes their own space and likes to give you love?
Both.
Really?
Both.
I was gonna say, I
clingy,
just wanted to say this.
I need a little toxic, a little toxic. A little bit.
She needs them to be obsessed.
I
Like
do
a little jealous. Like you're like,
a little bit.
like, show me you care.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, did
it's
I
a
piss
little
you off a
toxic.
little?
Are you a texter, all day texter, or no? Like just text me morning, midnight. Maybe you don't even have to call me.
You know what I have learned, and with people that I'm really into, like it. That's why I'm telling you, I don't really am not looking for this because I could be on a phone with somebody that I'm really into and just constantly engaged in that person all day long. I'm older now, so I'm hoping that I have now gotten to a point where I do need balance for myself as well. So
Yeah.
I need someone to kind of be like that ridiculous, like love bombing, over loving, over like that shit fades. So hopefully to find something that's fine, a fine medium of that would be ideal. I want a little clingy, a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you.
I don't
Yeah.
need to see you all the time. I'm a words of affirmation person. I don't need to see you all the time, but I need to know that you're constantly
Thinking
fucking with
about me.
Yeah, a little bit, a little.
Those
And when
DMs
I
about
say
to be wild.
constantly, I don't mean like every 10 minutes, but like
Once a day.
Don't let a day go by where I
Yeah.
don't hear from you.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's a whole day of this overthinking. head. You just gave me 24 hours
For my mind
to
to
come up
just
with
go
reasons
yep.
of why you're not fucking with me
Yep.
no more.
Yep.
24 hours. So
Facts.
you need to check that clock.
They have a timer and they have
Your
to text
fault.
you.
This is not my fault. You did this.
This is a you issue.
How
not
you gonna
me.
leave me alone with my thoughts for 24 hours?
The audacity.
Absolutely
audacity.
not.
Same.
Oh my.
Absolutely not.
Same.
So it's on you how this is going to work out.
Yep.
So the toxicity goes both ways. I can get a little bit of that. She goes, yeah.
It's just is what it is.
Two-way street.
It is a two-way street.
So
And, I'm not really the jealous person.
I don't see you as being a jealous
I'm
person
really
at all.
not.
Yeah.
I'm really not. So sometimes like I have to make myself jealous because I feel like that's what I would want a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes I start a little bit of shit like, oh, da da da. When deep down, I don't really care.
Like, I want to see what it's like to be toxic for like a second.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up, but yeah.
So before we get into the questions, I've always been kind of fascinated with how you got linked up to doing these huge Christmas events with the city of Pomona. What were you, the honorary mayor, or what were you?
I was
okay. That's your camera right there.
the Pomona Grand Marshal of the 2020. What was last year?
22.
The 22
Hey.
Christmas
The
parade.
amount of titles you have gained to Pastor Angie.
I'm now a pastor.
And
I'm not a real pastor, so Lord, don't strike me with lightning. But I am an ordained minister now. I can marry you.
minister.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, how did you? I mean, obviously, we talked about how humble you are. Is this something that you've always wanted? Because I know how much work goes into it. Is this something you've always wanted to do?
Like, be the Grand Marshal? No.
No. I'm talking about
It's a trip.
By the way, we all laugh.
the charity, like the huge charity events that you have, the toy drives and stuff like that.
The amount of work that went into it pre-COVID was even more, but it is a lot of work. And the whole way that started was that I lived in a duplex in Pomona, and I just moved in there, and it was kind of like we called it the college years because my friend DJ John B lived next door, and it was just a wall separated us. So our little doors were just right there. And one year we're like, let's have a Christmas party. We wanted to do it like Friday. Like, the Christmas party on Friday after next, or the rent Christmas party.
Yeah.
In our head, that's what we saw it as. Like, we wanted it to be really fun. And I was like, okay, your side will be the DJ music side, and I will be hors d'oeuvres and the bar. In my brain, I had it all figured out. And then I thought, well, if we're going to invite these degenerate people over to our house, let's, I was in church at the time. So I was like, my
That
nursery,
transition just.
there's kids in my church that could probably do well with some toys. Let's do a little toy drive. Like, if you're going to come to my house and jack my shit up, you better bring a toy, right? Let's make it for the kids and shit. So we did that. We had, and I remember we filled a cute box. Like we were so proud of our big box, and everyone that brought a toy, I had them sign their name, and we stuck it on the wall. Like, and it was dope, and it was a fun party. And we did it again the next year, and it was a little bigger. And then by the third year, it had kind of become a thing, and it was like even bigger. And then I moved to a house 4 doors down, and then it just each year got bigger, and then it got to the point where. We just had so many toys that we didn't really know in my home. Like at one year we tented my front yard, real ghetto.
Shit.
That was during.
No, that was right before COVID because we didn't do one during COVID. I would take out all the furniture in my living room, and turn my living room into a full on like lighting DJ setup. I mean, I have videos of just people to the walls in my little house.
That's crazy.
And we got to the point where we had too many toys. So I was like, okay, we need to make this a thing. And so then we started the following year. We asked people, do you know anybody that you want that could help from this? And the only thing that I asked was, I grew up also in the position to have to get donations. And I remember not really knowing that we were poor until those moments, right? I didn't know that like we were poor until the church would come and take pictures with your gifts that we're donating to you and thank you letters, right? Like, and I remember I was the oldest, so I always felt bad for my mom and dad. Like, I wonder how they feel. Like, so all I'd ever asked them was, we would like to donate these toys to you, but we don't want your kids to know that we're donating these toys to you. We want them to come from you. We want to be a secret Santa to you. We don't want thank you cards. We don't want acknowledgement. We don't want anything. We just want you to give these. So it really wasn't for the kids. It was for the parents in reality. And that's how it started. And then it just built. But that shit became work.
Oh, no. We did.
Traveling and getting those deliveries out. I mean...
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I got the idea because I mean, obviously, same type of background. Like we got food from the food bank,
yeah.
And then when we got toys and we got gifts, we did have to go and write a thank you letter.
Yeah.
So I saw what you were doing, and I was like, okay, I have the space at the gym, so I wanted to do it. And when we did it, it was so much work. We had to get a U-Haul,
yeah,
to fill it up, and it took them 2 trips. And then my whole turf at the West Covina gym was full, so I had to tell trainers, hey, sorry, but you can't use the turf until we pick this up. But
and we shopped into like we have now got like we are not like I said, your time and your energy, what you invest in is like you want the best outcome. So I don't want to just get a bunch of toys and give them to you and hope for the best. Mm-hmm. We get families, we have them list their children's names. What do they like? Tomboy, favorite color, favorite teams, and we set them up in according, and we shop like as if we were shopping in a store for each family. So that is the most effective possible way that these kids could have a decent Christmas.
And when you say we, is this you and who else?
Now it's a team. Like we need volunteers. We do over, I want to say we'd like 50 families now. So, that's awesome. And it's not like a toy. Like we try to give them a Christmas.
It's like this kid wants Coco Melon and a bike and a this and all of those get delivered. And Angie, actually, if something's not on their list, she'll go shopping for whatever's on the list.
Yeah, I spend a lot of my own personal money just like making sure that they get at least one thing that I know.
That's so awesome.
If we don't get a Coco Melon, like we're at Target, boom, 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 we're at so-and-so.
I mean, that just speaks so much. I mean, I know like you're so used to it and you just do things in passing, but like from the outside looking in, that's such an amazing thing you do because I was that kid. And when we got toys from the church, it wasn't what we wanted, but it was a toy. It was like a random, like you said, or even like a coat. Like, oh, I really want a coat. I would get a jacket that doesn't fit me.
Yeah.
And it was like a horrible color, but that's all you had. So, I mean, man, that's such a great thing. And we definitely want to throw our hats in for volunteering. Like whatever you guys need from both locations. We have almost over 100 trainers that are all willing.
Put it to work, girl.
Yeah. Put them
down. Honestly, super down. That's the other thing too. It's like everybody wants to help and and they do, and it's so amazing and it's so helpful. But sometimes it's like, do you want to help or you just want to hang out with me kind of thing? You know what I mean? So
for sure.
And I'm thankful for either one, but it's work. It is work. Like I don't probably sleep for, God, man. I think I was a grand marshal. That was an all day lead up. The parade. From the parade, we did the party at night this year because it coincided in scheduling wise. The party till shit faced 4 a.m. I have to be now back at the theater to organize at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. because families are coming already at noon.
Because now you're at the Pomona Theater now.
Yeah.
That is where you're like.
Oh yeah. So the house party is now transitioned into, we've done the Fox Theater.
Yeah. Now
it's huge. Yeah. And then we incorporate vendors because we just want as many people to eat from this table as they can.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, and that's definitely something we'll get with you on. But now I want to get to my own personal part with the questions. I know we have a lot of questions.
You have some questions.
But these are my own questions. These are like the questions that
We'll just go through a few of these because I'm gonna just tell you.
They're weird.
Some people are just a little too like.
Amherst knows what to not ask.
What to not ask.
No, these are all just like
Even for me, when I was looking, I was like, gosh, people. Oh, I got a lash. People are just, they just are too.
They're weird. They're weird.
Bitches, man.
Yeah,
So-
and it's just too much. So
I have a question. What's one place that you haven't played that's on your bucket list?
I've never played in Miami.
Really?
Yeah, I've never played in Miami. I don't think I have. I've never played in Miami.
Like Miami nightclubs? You never?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, never. I want to play in Miami.
Okay,
I'm gonna play in Miami.
Miami 2023. Tap in.
Yeah.
Amherst will be there.
yeah,
I guess you will.
I'll read a question off of here. I'm telling you, some of these, like someone asked if you were adopted. Is that true? They said, I heard she was adopted. Is that
Where
true?
did
No. Okay, so I can see how maybe they think that
Why?
because I have numerous families in a really weird way.
Okay.
So I'm not adopted. Ray raised my father, my birth father, my mother Stephanie. But at 13, my dad had kind of taken a crazy path, and we were kind of a little bit homeless here and there, and going through some shit. So I had met my friend Nora through church, and her family had taken me in from like probably 14, and I moved in with them when I was like 17-ish till for a while. So they also, I see them no different than I see, although my family was still in my life.
Yeah.
They also kind of have the Gonzalez family also raised me in a very higher 13 and up, and to this day they're still like parents to me. So I can see how people can think that maybe they had adopted me at some point.
Do you maybe say like my adopted family?
I do say
That's
my
why.
adopted
Okay,
family.
Okay.
So I
Well,
have
then that
two
makes
families.
sense,
yeah.
And I can see how that is confusing. So my birth parents are very in my life to this day. And my second family, the Gonzalez, is from Chino, how I know Marissa actually. So I'm not
answers that.
officially adopted, but I do have an adopted family, yes.
All right, I got one. What are your? This is like two. Like, what are your top 5 artists, and what are the top 5 artists that you played? Like, whenever you're going to be at a club, you already know like this one's set up is going to be a banger.
I mean, let's just be honest. Drake's getting played all the time. Like it's just hits. The guy's hits for hits. Drake's getting played almost every time. I mean, not almost.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. Yeah.
Like Drake for sure. Riri's always in a set at some point. I mean, this is common. Like the commoners. My personal of what I like I'm not playing.
Yeah.
If you're opening up my shit, I'm an R&B little sap girl. My energy's so high that when I'm on my own, it's so low. So you're always getting Brent Faiyaz, Giveon, Pink Sweats, like any type of new R&B, it's my jam. Like that's kind of where I'm at.
Ooh, so you're an R&B person. But at the club, you can't be playing.
Yeah.
No,
and
John.
at
You
the
can't be
club-
playing John B.
Yeah.
At the club.
At the club, it kind of depends also on what the genre is for the specific venue too.
Yeah, I'm open format, so it's always EDM and hip hop.
Yeah.
On occasion, they're like, "Hey, it's a very hip hop club," or on occasion, it's a very EDM club.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're getting, like what's hot. It's pretty much what's hot.
But like top 5 all-time rappers.
Oh
All
my
time.
god! Oh my god!
Those
I
are
hate this
hard. I hate those.
question.
No, I know.
too.
But I mean, she's so immersed in it. And I'm interested to see like all time.
I mean, Nas is a goat to me. Nas is really, truly, genuinely. Nas, Lil Wayne. I mean, Jay-Z. Like, I'm not obsessed with Jay-Z, but the dude is just.
And most people don't even put Jay-Z and Nas in the same thing, huh?
Well, because
yeah,
I mean,
they're
no,
like
I mean,
battle.
they're like
Exactly.
But you kind of-
interchangeable.
But they're both great. They're
if you're
both
going
good.
at two people for who the
Yeah.
goat is, they have to at least be both in
both
the
of
top
them.
5.
I agree 100%.
Like it's hard. J. Cole, Kendrick, Pac.
Ooh.
It's hard.
Okay,
Yeah, it
so
is.
so would you rather? Because that was 4. So right now you have J. Cole and Pac. Which one would you put as your 5th?
J. Cole and Pac.
You had to pick one of those to put in your top 5. Because you have your top 4. Which one's that close out the top 5? Pac or J. Cole?
Wait, who did I say?
You said Nas. You said Jay-Z. You said Lil Wayne. I kind of Kendrick.
Kendrick.
And then-
I have 6, and they're like 7.
Yeah, so you said 4. That's Kendrick, and then you said Pac
and J. Cole.
J. Cole. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
This could cancel you right now.
No. Don't scare her.
People are that nuts though.
I
Or take one out and put in another.
yeah, I think if I have to remove someone if I have to make a switcheroo,
That's still hard.
I can't. Yeah, like to me, like Pac, Cole, and Kendrick, like those three, I can't switch any of those three out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah.
Honestly, I would be lying to you if I said I could. Just growing up and the feeling that Pac gave me growing up as a very young girl, I'll throw in Pac for the sake of respect. Like,
Right.
He just told stories and that were just so meaningful towards women. It's exactly. And not to say that J. Cole or Kendrick aren't doing that, but Pac is definitely just someone at that time that led a very thug life, but just had such a soft side to him, and I love that. So I'll say Pac, hands down.
I'm glad you left Lil Wayne in there because I'm a huge Lil Wayne.
Wayne is
like if
just
you
a
like
genius.
just listen to what he says, I'm like, how do you even think?
And not even that. I feel like he just took it to like he
He's
just
yeah. So,
Wayne is just a
so
genius.
I'm like,
just a
yeah,
genius. Yeah.
But I do
I
love
will
Kendrick.
say people give me shit because I'm a Draker. I love Drake. Now I think Drake has done
Created
the most
something that-
great job of staying relevant and just creating bangers that just resonate with so many people, not one person. I am a huge Drake fan. Do I think he's the most craziest on bars in a sense of like, but he is dope.
Yeah.
He is dope.
But see, that's the difference between like a J. Cole and a Drake. Drake does it specifically because he knows it's going to be bangers. Where I feel J. Cole goes in the studio and he writes
A little
what
more
he's feeling.
thought-provoking.
So that, I mean, J. Cole's never going to go in there like, I'm going to write a club
we were
hit
just
banger.
talking
Right.
about
He's
this the other
more
day.
like,
I was like,
I'm gonna tell
I
story.
wish J. Cole just put out more music though.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, but
so
I feel
great,
like it's
yeah.
when he's going through something or he thinks of something, then he puts out music.
Yeah.
Where Drake's like, okay, I'm going to jump out with
Consistent.
Savage. and
Yeah,
this is a
yeah.
dope
I
beat,
know how
and
to
let's
be.
talk-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Drake
He
knows
knows how
how
to
to
sell
the
it.
masses.
And they each have their place.
Like I want to fold clothes with you. Like I want to fold
I
clothes
want to
with
fold clothes with
somebody.
you too.
Like when I heard that song, I was like, I want to fold clothes.
That shit did not resonate with me. I'm like, yeah, you fold the clothes.
No, it
I
did
hate
with
folding
me
clothes.
because I'm a girl. Before the clothes, like I do want to fold clothes with you. Like so sweet, you know. So yeah. Those would be.
All right, let me ask
I'm
one
a
more.
pop
This is a Vegas question because you are in the Vegas club a lot. You talk to all the hostess, right? You know them all.
I don't know all of them,
Well, you know
but
what I
I
mean.
know
For the
some.
most part, you know
Yeah,
some.
yeah.
What is the appropriate tip for someone to leave at a bottle service?
Are we talking about bottle service?
Ooh.
Oh,
Bottle
okay.
service. Well, I'm gonna go two.
Okay.
Someone that you hook up, like, hey, I got you guys this VIP behind there. What is the appropriate tip that you would want to see your girls get
That's
paid?
a good question.
That is
And then-
actually a great question because
Yeah.
a lot of times I'm shipping them out myself.
Right.
Honestly, to be perfectly honest, I don't know the
Yeah,
proper
me either.
answer to that because I'm very rarely buying bottles. Now, don't get me wrong, I have a few times, and then they write you the gratuity. So if you're not writing the bottle, I mean, you're not paying for the bottle and you're in a group of people and you get a comp, like a couple $100 should definitely be thrown down, two minimum for a girl.
I agree.
Just like in a group, it shouldn't be one person. You guys are all here. So
like each
$25 a person, drop in right here. You
Yeah.
just got a table, a section, like
But they put gratuity on the bill too, right?
not when
Or
bottles
no?
are comp.
Okay, got it.
So,
So
like-
no, but not on comp bottles, but on regular bottles. They
On
do.
regular bottles,
Okay.
they gonna tell you how
Yeah.
much you're tipping.
Yeah,
them.
yeah. That was the thing is when we got it, I was like, okay, like I'm waiting for like, okay, let's buy it. We bought a bottle, and then I'm like, everybody here, you know who I was with, you got it.
Yeah.
Everyone, we're gonna put something in because she went out of her way, and I'm pretty sure I don't know the back end of or how things work, but I'm pretty sure they're like, oh god, DJ Angie's friends, they don't.
Yeah,
And
and it's not just me. I'm sure tons
Oh
of,
yeah,
of
so
people.
I didn't
yeah.
know if there was like an unspoken Vegas rule of like what you should tip.
Right.
I mean, anytime a girl brings a bottle to me, I just here's $100, like just a natural. I maybe that's cheap. I don't know, and if it is, tell me. Like, but I try to tip out my girl just for carrying a bottle over to me. Thank you. 'Cause
That's at the DJ booth.
Yeah, at the DJ booth, because also like that's her time that she's not on the floor, you know. And granted, she's not only serving me, but yeah, like just it does. Sometimes it gets busy, and it doesn't always happen, but the majority of times I really do try. But yeah, I would say a couple $100 for sure.
Yeah.
It's this girls. That's what they're doing.
Good to know.
So someone asked, at what age do you hang up the turntables? Retirement.
I don't know when it feels right. Yeah, I think I put that energy out before COVID and thought I was
just-
supposed to have that answer,
whenever.
and God told me I wasn't. So when it feels
the time
right,
comes, it
yeah, when
comes.
God shows me, yeah.
I mean, I feel like we already kind of answered this through the interview because they asked how was your childhood growing up. I feel like you kind of already went through that.
Over that.
And then, if you were offered $1 million to stop drinking, would you do it?
That's not a quick yes. Like for how long?
Yeah, like forever, for like a year, or like
ever, because $1 million will go quick.
$1 million. You know what? It is very true. Like I've learned to survive on a very little amount of money when I had a little money. But when you start making money, life gets more expensive along the way. It's the weirdest shit. You can try to not make it happen, but it happens. It just $1 million really in this day and age is probably not going to take you. Like you can't have $1 million for the rest of your life.
It's gonna go quick.
It's gonna go fairly decently fast. So,
not forever.
Not
We'll say
forever.
not forever.
for 1 year she would do $1 million.
I would quit drinking for $1 million for. I would do probably even maybe 2 years for $1 million. Yeah, I like it. Like 2 years.
And that's it.
Invest it. Yeah. It's just unrealistic to think. And not only that, I just don't ever want to do anything for money specifically. Like I would prefer to do that for my health. But yeah, that's a hard one. I will say it's a good question. That's a great question because that's thought.
She's like, can somebody give me that offer? And
So somebody
offer it to me, and then we'll see.
Somebody who maybe someone young, let's just say, and their future or what they want to do with their life is to be a DJ. Like that's what they want to do. When they grow up, they want to be a DJ. What is some advice you would give them to have that be successful in their life?
Just do it. So I remember when I first started, I was DJing that backyard party, like just every gig that you do. And I'll tell you, I was lucky enough to DJ with DJ AM right before he passed. And I remember I asked him, I said, hey, I'm just starting. What advice do you have? And he said, take every gig that comes your way. Take every job. Don't turn anything down. And it was, I thought that, wow, man, that's a really genuine answer. And I did that. I took everything. And you learn in that process that, I'm DJing my cousin's best friend's quinceañera and her brother's a promoter. And then I'm DJing a club because he saw me there. Like everything that you do opens the door to something else. Take everything, get out there, show yourself, DJ for 5 people. You don't know which of that one of those 5 has a connect for you for somewhere else. Treat every gig like there's 1,000 people there. Put all of that energy into it. What you give is what you get. So just do it. Just do it. Do all you can. DJ for your family, DJ for your cousins, DJ for your friends. And sometimes that means for free if you're just starting out, Do
Love
it.
that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Snap.
And again, we know how busy you are. So I think all of us want to thank you so much for making time for us here. We look forward to having you back on soon
Down.
Yeah.
and sharing your you DJing in Miami.
I like that.
You right? All the vision board stuff. But again, thank you so much. It's been an honor and a privilege to have you here. You're the GOAT of the SGV, is like everybody says.
Oh, thanks. IE, but
IE, okay, IE.
But if I'm gonna go in the SGV
You'll
too,
take
that's
that too.
Southern California, let's go.
All of Southern California.
Yeah, same. I'm a SoCal girl, man, all day. But
Last
thank you
minute
guys.
words.
To the people that, like
the
you said,
people,
you
your
people that
fans,
support you, your
people-
fans. What's something you want to leave them with?
Always remember to wipe front to back. That's all.
And with that, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.